Title: Larry's Tales. Island Fiasco. Int: Larry's Tales Office Day. Larry is animatedly discussing his latest idea with his team. Larry: All right, team, listen up. We're going to organize our first influencer retreat, and it's going to be unlike anything the world has ever seen. Picture this: a luxurious island getaway with A-list performers, gourmet cuisine, and extravagant accommodations. The team exchanges excited glances, eager to hear more. Producer 1: That sounds amazing, Larry. But where are we going to host it? Larry: I've been doing some research, and I've found the perfect spot: Tony Montana's former island estate. It's got everything we need to create a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Assistant: But isn't that island off limits? Larry: Not anymore. I've pulled some strings and secured exclusive access to the estate. Trust me, this is going to be epic. Producer 2: What about logistics? Accommodations, transportation, permits. Larry: Leave it to me. I've got a team of experts working on it. We'll spare no expense to ensure everything goes off without a hitch. The team nods, still slightly wary but excited by the grandeur of the plan. EXT: Tony Montana's island estate. Later. The island is abuzz with activity as Larry's team frantically tries to set up for the Island Fiasco. Influencers and guests start arriving, expecting luxury and extravagance. Larry: To the camera. Welcome to the Larry's Tales Island Fiasco. We've spared no expense to create the ultimate influencer retreat. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend of music, luxury, and adventure. But as the event unfolds, it becomes clear that things are not going as planned. The accommodations are subpar, the promised gourmet cuisine is nowhere to be found, and the performers are delayed. Larry: To the camera. We're facing some unexpected challenges, but rest assured, we're doing everything we can to make it right. Stay tuned for updates. But the situation only gets worse. Guests are left stranded without proper accommodations or food. The promised performances never materialize, leaving everyone feeling deceived and disappointed. Larry: To the camera. I take full responsibility for what's happened here. We set out to create something extraordinary, but we fell short. I'm deeply sorry to everyone who was affected by this. The camera captures the chaos and disappointment as the Island Fiasco comes to a disastrous end, tarnishing the reputation of Larry's Tales. EXT: Tony Montana's island estate. Day. The scene is tense as guests wander around, confused and disappointed. Larry is nowhere to be found. Guest 1: Frustrated. Where's Larry? This is a disaster. Guest 2: Worried. I heard rumors that he's disappeared. But surely he wouldn't just leave us like this? Camera pans around, capturing the disappointment etched on the guests' faces. Int: Larry's private cabin. Same time. Larry is seen frantically packing his belongings. He grabs his suitcase, filled with stacks of cash, and hesitates. Larry sighs: This isn't right. I can't just run away from this mess. EXT: Private jet. Moments later. Larry steps off the private jet, his suitcase of cash left behind. He approaches the waiting guests, a determined look on his face. Larry, addressing the guests: I owe you all an apology. I got caught up in the pressure to deliver something grand, and I lost sight of what truly matters: your experience and trust. The guests look at him skeptically, but some begin to soften, seeing the sincerity in his eyes. Larry, continuing: I may not have all the answers right now, but I promise to do everything in my power to make things right. Let's work together to salvage what's left of this retreat and create some positive memories. The guests cautiously nod, willing to give him a chance to make amends. Int: Larry's Tales office later. The team is gathered, brainstorming ways to rectify the situation. Producer 1: We need to act fast to restore our reputation and make things right with the guests. Assistant: Let's offer them complimentary stays at one of our other retreats and provide full refunds for their troubles. Producer 2: And we can organize a charity event on the island to give back to the local community. It's the least we can do after everything that's happened. The team agrees, feeling hopeful that they can turn this situation around and rebuild trust with their audience. EXT: Tony Montana's island estate. Weeks later, the island is bustling with activity as guests and locals come together for the charity event. There's music, laughter, and a sense of unity in the air. Larry, to the camera, today marks a new beginning for Larry's Tales. We may have stumbled along the way, but we've learned from our mistakes and emerged stronger than ever. As the event draws to a close, Larry stands on the beach, watching the sunset with a sense of optimism. Larry, smiling, the journey ahead may be challenging, but with the support of our team and our community, I know we can overcome anything. Suddenly, a shadowy figure emerges from the trees, watching Larry from a distance. Figure, whispering, "Not so fast, Larry. This isn't over yet." The figure disappears into the night, leaving Larry with a sense of unease and uncertainty about what lies ahead. Camera pans out, leaving the audience with a sense of anticipation for what's to come in the next chapter of Larry's Tales. Tony Montana's Island Estate. Night. The island is quiet, illuminated only by the moonlight. Larry, determined and curious, follows the shadowy figure through the dense foliage. Larry, whispering, "Who are you? What do you want?" The figure leads Larry deeper into the forest until they come to a small clearing. There, in the moonlight, Larry finally sees the face of the mysterious figure. Larry, shocked, It's another me?" The shadowy figure steps forward, revealing a miniature version of Larry, identical in every way except for his size. Mini-me Larry, smirking, "That's right, Larry. I'm your little shadow, your mini-me." Larry, bewildered, "But why lead me here? What's your game?" Mini-me Larry, grinning, "I just wanted to show you that sometimes the biggest challenges we face come from within ourselves." Larry, reflecting, "You're right. I've been so focused on external obstacles that I forgot to confront the doubts and fears within me." Mini-me Larry, nodding, "Exactly. But now that you've faced me, you're stronger than ever." Larry nods, feeling a sense of clarity and resolve wash over him. Beach. Moments later, Larry emerges from the forest, accompanied by Mini-me Larry. The crowd of guests, whom he had just given refunds to, looks on in surprise. Larry, addressing the crowd, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to someone very special. This is Mini-me Larry, a reminder that our greatest challenges often come from within." The crowd murmurs in curiosity, intrigued by the sight of Mini-me Larry. Larry, continuing, "But Mini-me isn't just a reminder of our struggles. He's a symbol of resilience and inner strength. And together, we can overcome anything." The crowd erupts into applause, touched by Larry's sincerity and inspired by his message. Larry, smiling, "So let's move forward with hope and determination. The journey ahead may be challenging, but with each other's support, we can achieve greatness." The crowd cheers, feeling a renewed sense of optimism and unity. Tony Montana's Island Estate. Days later, the island is alive with activity as guests and locals come together to celebrate the newfound spirit of community and resilience. Larry stands at the center of it all, surrounded by friends old and new. Larry, to the camera, today marks the beginning of a new chapter for Larry's Tales. We've faced our fears, confronted our doubts, and emerged stronger than ever. Camera pans out, capturing the beauty of the island and the joyous celebration taking place, marking the start of a new era for Larry's Tales.